Okay, let's without any further ado, let's start today's session. So, as I mentioned clearly yesterday, ITGC is a byproduct of ITGRC team, where ITGRC, the full form of ITGRC is Information Technology, Governance, Risk, and Compliance. So here, so it's clearly stating that governance means setting a set of rules, how we need to do the business, how we need to proceed for further advancements in our business. So it's called governance. So governance involves in everywhere, right from recruiting to the recruiting to the it involved in recruiting, it involves in IT asset management, it involves in everywhere 360 degrees of the organization. So it's called governance. So in order to achieve this governance, in order to achieve our goals to be completed, some risks will arise. So we need to mitigate the risks. We need to mitigate the risks by preparing some controls, right? Yes. In order to mitigate the risks, in order to mitigate the risks, we need to add some control, and we need to mitigate the risk, and we need to provide a clear path to our organization to walk smoothly. And in order to, we need to mitigate the risks which will arise in the path to achieve our goals by using the compliance methodologies and all. So here in ITGRC, there is a subdomain or a subpart called ITGC, Information Technology, Governance Controls, or General Controls, we can call them as. So here in ITGC, we will, as an IT auditors, we will audit the process, or we will audit the procedures. Let's say change management, incident management, vulnerability management, threat management, like this. So these are all related to the cybersecurity processes which are going 365 days, which will run 365 days inside the organization. So as an IT auditor, we need to audit this process, whether these processes are maintained and advanced, and they're on all the ongoing process are up to the mark according to the standards which was set up by the organization top level management. So we need to check that. If at all we found any gaps between the organization decision and the process which was maintained inside the organization, then we will give our findings. Then we will give our findings in the audit report. Based on that, the top level management will interfere and will do the necessary changes. This is the outline of ITGC. Clear? Again, just I took the random things and I settled it off like an introduction. Clear? Shall we move?
Yes, sir.
Clear, sir.
Yep. So, yesterday we spoke about the external auditors and internal auditors and what is SOC 1 and SOC 2 and SOX complaints. So, today we will speak about our course agenda and how it's beneficial for you. So, yesterday I showed you the openings in Naukri, right? So today we'll go through some of the typical edge points of this ITGC and all. So, firstly, as an IT auditor, firstly as an IT auditor, we need to we no need to know about the ISO and GDPR. We no need to know, but nowadays many of the interviews are asking these things. So ISO and GDPR are called frameworks. ISO and GDPR are called frameworks based on which the IT controls inside the organization will be matriculated. Based on the ISO principles, based on the GDPR principles only, organizations will create the IT general controls. That's why these two things, these two big documentations got the name called frameworks. So, in our training, we'll go through the change management, incident management, vulnerability management, threat management, endpoint detection, data loss prevention, and ISO mainly, GDPR, and we are thinking to add PCA DSS as well. So, here I want to give some introduction about the ISO, GDPR, and PCI DSS. ISO is a framework. It's a framework where it will suggest the required checkpoints related to people, process, organization. This is also called as technology, people, organization, like that also we can able to speak. But here, the full form of ISO is International Organization for Standardization. So, this is a huge document which will clearly says, if at all, what are the process they need to maintain for the people. There are some controls for people. There are some controls for process. There are some control for organization. See here, if at all I say like this, you can't able to understand. I'll share one of the document. I'll open the document. Just give me a moment. Is my screen visible? Yes. This is totally the ISO framework. Here we can able to find the controls. We can able to find the controls. See the organization controls. What's the first one? Policies for information security. It's a subheading, means the field policies for organization information security. And what's the control? Information security policy and topic specific policies shall be defined, approved by the management, published, communicated to, and acknowledged by relevant personnel and relevant interested parties, and reviewed at planned intervals, and if significant changes occur. So, what ISO standard is saying that if at all we want to maintain our organization with a strong wall of security, then it's suggesting that we need to maintain policies for information security, and we need to send the documentation to each and every team where where the team is dealing with the information. So like that, in every field it will suggest some things. If if the organization is following, or the organization is implementing these controls, these all controls, if the organization is following and implementing inside the organization, then that organization will be called as ISO complaint organization. And another word we can also use, if at all it's ISO certified, then we can call it as it's a ISO certified company organization, because it's following all the rules, all the controls which was particularly mentioned in the ISO standard. Clear? What is ISO and where it will be used? Clear? Till now clear? Any doubts?
Hi, sir.
Yeah.
Sir, actually, I couldn't get it. Could you please explain it again? Any
Till
generic
now what you
example?
understand?
Sir, I can't get it, sir, actually. Zero. 0%.
What by chance yesterday is this Sairam or Arjun, the person who's
Yeah, it's
asking the
Sairam.
question?
It's Sairam, sir.
Did you attend the class yesterday?
Yep.
So
Yes, sir.
yesterday, what
Hmm.
he told in SOC 2 reports,
SOC 2 reports has basically which is includes for the internal controls.
I didn't mention that. I said one important thing. What is SOC 2 report? I mentioned one crucial thing there in yesterday's demo. SOC 1 is all about financial audit report,
Hmm.
and SOC 2 is all about
IT controls. IT controls.
other than all financial things that will all falls under SOC 2 report. Mainly we can call it as IT controls. Right? Yesterday, did you remember enough?
Yes, sir. Got it.
So that controls, yeah, we mentioned SOC 2 will contain all the IT controls. Let's say yesterday we said that. So from where the organization will take these controls, from where they will take, how they will meticulate. There is a control. There is a control called um, all the new hires need to get access for their respective laptops after their induction. This is the control. This is the one of the control. So in this control, there is nowhere anything related to the finance. So it's purely IT control. That means it will comes under SOC 2. So here my question is, from where the organizations are taking this control, how they're where they're relying, on what they're relying, how they created this. Means they will take this control or they will adapt the control from this framework. From this framework. From ISO framework itself, they'll take the control and they will do some minimal changes basing on their organizational needs. That's where ISO framework will comes into the picture. If the organization is adapting the ISO framework to mitigate the ITGC controls or somewhat controls anything in the organization, then it will be called as ISO complaint organization or ISO certified organization. So, in ISO framework, ISO will keenly cover three topics. One is people, one is process, and another one is organization. It will covers the employees. It will cover some controls in employees perspective. It covers some controls in process perspective. It covers some controls according to the organizational side. So it's a 360. It will cover 360 degrees. Sai Kumar, did you get some clarity? Now,
Yes, sir. Got
now
it.
also, yeah. So again, we used another framework called GDPR. GDPR is nothing but General Data Protection Regulation. So simply, I don't want to break your heads off, and I don't want to use huge jargons, use technical jargons and all. So I want to make it very simple. If at all our organization is dealing with, let's say, we are storing some crucial information of the European people or some entities in the Europe, in India. So there is a law in Europe where it's clearly stating that if at all other than European countries, if the data is residing other than the European countries, then the countries definitely need to follow some data privacy protocols to protect the rights and the data of the European people. If at all, there are some set of rules and regulations in this GDPR Act. So let's say in my organization, if at all I'm storing the data of the European people, then my organization need to obey the GDPR laws. Clear? If there is any GDPR violation, then the action will be very strict and stringent. So this is also a data privacy framework. Clear?
Sir, I have a question. So is this applicable to only European countries' data, GDPR?
Majorly GDPR will apply to European people itself. Majorly.
Okay.
Yeah.
Thank you.
There are some specific rights for the people there because their data privacy is at most very prioritable for them. There are many subsections in GDPR where if at all I am sharing this crucial info, if at all I'm a company A, I'm sharing some of the information of the European people to you, to your company, then it will be a GDPR violation. Then if at all they smell that, I need to pay half of my annual turnover to the government, to the European government, or I need to pay 25%, 30% of my total annual turnover. That's why GDPR rules are very stringent and very strict. So it will be dealt by us. And coming to PCI DSS, if at all, whenever you got some time, if at all you go regularly, all of us will use phone pay, right? In phone pay, in the starting page itself, before if let's say when we click the icon of phone pay, it will redirect to the phone pay, right? At the time, if at all you saw the bottom of the application, we can clearly see ISO 27001 complaint, and two or more will be there. In last, you can see PCI DSS complaint. So these are the frameworks. These are the two frameworks. 27001 we already discussed. This PCI DSS, yes, this is a framework. Whenever we are using any applications, financial based applications, or we are doing any financial transactions and the investment banking sectors, all the banks need to accompany with this framework. That means they need to design their governance controls according to the PCI DSS. Clear? Clear or not?
Yes, sir.
So coming to the course agenda. What's the things we are going to cover? As I mentioned earlier, we will cover ISO, we'll cover GDPR, we'll cover some aspects of PCI DSS, we will cover change management, we will cover incident management, we will cover vulnerability management, threat management, DLP. 360 degrees of compliance will cover. So till now, any doubts for any persons?
No.
Okay. I'll brief you what's our job role. I'll brief you that. Let me. Yep. Step one, we will get some audit tasks that are need to be performed for the specific process or team in the organization. Let's say this team is DevOps team. Then step 2 will be we will set up some call with the sorry, it's step 3. Sorry. After this step, we will get the controls list. After that,
So if you don't mind, can I put some questions, or should I put it later?
yeah, please.
Okay. The thing is, I just wish to know. There are certain controls related to ISO 27001 related to cybersecurity part in terms of governance and the security. Now, the thing is, if I wish to get into that space, by any chance, will you be covering that area into the course duration like 27001? Since PCI DSS also is also part of payments and some aspects of security. So will you be covering that 27001? Because if I wish to move into the security part like CISSP or something
Did you
into the
listen?
governance.
No. Did you listen previously before 3 minutes?
Yes.
Won't you listen that I said I'll cover ISO 20001?
No. My question is something different. I'm coming out. I'm just want to say that out of this 27,001, will I be able to target towards the cybersecurity roles? That's what I mean to say.
See, ISO 27001 is all about will say, let's say, you can able to target, you can, but the thing was that you need to have how can I explain this to you? In cybersecurity implementation thing, you want to go, you want to move into 27001 cybersecurity control implementation, you want to go into.
Absolutely.
You can, but
Okay.
but mainly here I wish to say there will be very least chances, because
Okay.
this is purely the functional parts. Even the cybersecurity as well, if at all, let's say endpoint security is a cybersecurity aspect, right?
Hmm.
So in IT audit, in ISO 27001, it will say like there need to be a process, the control which is matriculated with ISO 27001. It clearly mentions the endpoints need to be audited very thoroughly, and the antivirus need to be installed. That's it. It's a control. So according to the organization needs, according to the organizational standards, according to the statement of applicability, they'll change this control according to their usage, right? So moreover, it's a functional job, what I can say.
I got it. Thank you. Thank you for
Yeah.
answering.
So after we'll get the controls list, we'll set up some call with the process owner. We'll set up some call with the process owner or project owner. After that, we will audit the given controls by taking or collecting the data. Step 6. If any gaps are found, then we will set up some call with the process owner and we will ask them why the gap was identified. So this is all the steps. These are all the steps what we will do inside the organization. Step 1 to step 6. This is exactly our work. In any process, in any project, you can say anywhere in ITGC as an IT auditor, these 6 steps you need to do as a part and parcel of your job role. Clear? Any doubts?
Sir, this is Sairam.
Hmm.
Sir, actually, we will give opinions or suggestions, sir.
What I wrote here,
The opinions, sir.
opinion. We'll give the opinion.
Okay.
There will be 4 opinions. We'll give one of that based on the audit, based on the audit report, based on the final output of the audit, according to the evidence what we collected. So I'll give one of the opinion according to the final product, based on the final product, you can say. Any doubts?
Yeah. From whom we will get the control list?
From our manager.
From our manager. Okay.
Yes.
Sir, this is Sairam again.
Yeah.
Sir, who is involving that while conducting an audit is only our team is involved, like any IT team or any other higher management will be involved on that audit process or audit plan? How
It's
does we
IT
go
audit
for
team. We are the IT auditors and we'll work in IT audit team where it comes under GRC team mainly. Our CISO will give, basing upon the organization's hierarchy, in my organization, CISO will give me the instructions and the list of controls. Nobody will other than us and the process owner. We two will be there. There is no involvement of any other persons. After conducting the audit, we will send this audit report. We will send this audit report to the top level management.
the top level management means CFO, CEO, like that?
CFO and CEO. Yes.
Okay, okay, got it.
But in multinational companies, it will be like just we'll send that report to the manager. From then, manager will take the lead. In small firms or mid-range firms, mid-range MNCs, let's say we'll directly report to the CEO and CFO because hardly there will be a 300 to 400 employees. So there nothing matters, right? So we'll directly report to the CFO and CEO. Till now, anybody having any doubts right from the beginning? So that's all. The mic is open for you. Any doubts basing on the projects, basing on this, anything you can ask.
Hi, sir. For upcoming classes, can you show any one scenario like how can we give the opinions?
Explain in Telugu also. TD, this who is TD? And Mukunda. Mukunda and TD, really sorry. This class is purely meant for English people. So English people means all this. This batch intention is to conduct the ITGC in English. So if at all you want to join Telugu batch, kindly join by the next week. The next week will be Arjun.
Yeah, hi, sir.
Yes.
Yeah, I asked you one question. So for the
Yeah.
upcoming classes, can you show any uh, like example? Can you take any scenarios like how to give the opinions?
See, it's all comes under when you it's demo, right? I can't
Yeah.
able to show the real time scenarios right here. So once my class is completely based on the real time projects and scenarios, what I faced, what I done in my experience, and what I'm currently doing in my organization. So in the paid batch, once the class is started, everything will be goes like that. So we can't able to show all the scenarios in the real time in this demo. So that's the reason. That's why I didn't show anything.
Yeah, that will work, sir. Even I'm expecting in real time, like once the course will start.
Yeah, the thing was that if at all I didn't show the real time, how the candidate will go to the
Yeah.
interview and he can qualify in the interview and he'll do the job right.
Yes, of course.
Yeah, yeah,
Yeah. Thank you. Yeah.
yeah. MD about the fees, kindly contact Mohan.
Yeah,
Any doubts? Yeah.
Sure.
regarding fees, course fees will be 25,000. Duration 30 to 45 days.
Okay.
Yes, Naresh.
Hi, Kumar. Is there any process like agile process? You can follow any process for
We
auditing?
won't follow any sprints, any agiles in this. It's just an audit. If at all your
Okay.
client faced, you will get more than 3 to 4 audits per day. Then you need to provide the SOC 2 reports for them. If at all it's for internal, daily there will be an implementation of new controls and meetings on the existing controls and how they are doing and how they are going. So it will be like that. We won't generally deal with any agile methodologies and sprint methodologies and all.
Okay.
Bharat and MD,
Thank you.
we can able to keep 4.5 to 5 years with this course that I can promise.
Sir, this is Sairam again.
Yes.
Sir, actually, if you don't know the process about what is going on in the particular form and about the particular control, so the process owner will explain to us everything briefly before
If
getting
at
into the
all,
auditing.
yes, exactly. If at all you don't know the process, right? You do
Mm-hmm.
as an ID auditor, you don't know DevOps, then how can you
Yeah.
audit that? So they'll clearly explain. There are some common clutch points in each and every process. We'll do that as an auditor. And the process
Okay.
owner will explain what's going inside the process and he'll walk through us
Okay.
just to digest that. So after that, we'll take the evidences and we'll come to our table or somewhat, and we'll collect the evidence and reaching out to him if at all we have any doubts in that. So it all goes like that.
Okay. Got it.
Yeah. So difference between external and internal audit workplace. See, MD in internal audit, we will audit our own if at all you're working with TCS, MD is working with TCS, and Karthik is working with PwC. If at all you are doing audit to your internal controls of your organization where you are working, then you'll be called as internal auditor. And if at all I am from another organization called PwC, and I'm coming to your company TCS, I'm auditing your company, then it will be as external auditor. That's the difference. Work-wise, there will be no difference. Many of the things will be very common. You will also audit the controls, and I'll also audit the controls. Same controls we will audit. But the thing was that if at all you're working for some beneficial things and all, your report will won't be considered as that much valid because you're working for TCS. Even though you find any gaps in your audit, you won't disclose the audits to the external audience, right? So if at all I'm working in PwC and I came for external audit, so where I nowhere related to TCS, so definitely my opinion will be very unbiased and very independent, right? So that's why for getting external projects and for any other things to raise the reputation, companies encourage external auditing more than the internal audit. But to give a proper understanding to the external auditor, definitely they'll keep some internal auditors where they will on regular periodicity and regular basis, they'll audit the whole process and procedures and controls and all inside the organization. So that's the main difference. Some more questions?
Sir, this is Sairam again.
Yeah.
Sir, actually, does external auditor will audit each and everything of our present, external came from, he comes from the other firm to audit our organization, okay, sir? So, actually, he do take the data, whole data, and he do audit each and everything, or he do take a suggestion from the internal auditors of the particular organization.
You're
How does
asking
it?
the whole essence of ITGC. It will be discussed in the classes, not in the demo.
Okay.
Yep.
Sir, one more thing. Since I was exploring the jobs on Naukri, and few of the jobs I found very much way beyond the other regular jobs. So some of the jobs were the freelance IT audit jobs. So I just need to know, is it a real-time opportunity where the IT audit jobs are available as a freelance?
If at all I need to say PA, yes, because day before yesterday we got one call from one of our student who got placed in one of the organization, but there is no pay slips and there is no PF at all. But she's doing daily, she's doing audits for big clients. Those people didn't even given the laptops, but she's working more than 6 to 8 hours. She's getting a decent amount. So starting we also didn't confirm that it's real, but she's working from since 3 months. Even she's involved in penetration testing auditing. So yes, if for your answer, yes, because I saw the live example.
Okay.
Yeah, and one more thing. So today is the last free class. So we have started the batch from Monday onwards. The batch timings will be same, 7 to 8.
Bharat, you asked the question for 4 to 5 years experience in ITGC. It's based on your previous package. 4 to 5 years, you can, if at all you kept your package 8 LPA, you can expect 10 to 12. If at all you given your interview up to the mark. Right? Clear? Any questions?
Sir, this is Sairam.
Yeah, tell me.
Sir, we need to get the compulsory that each and every framework, like you said before, like GDPR, PCI DSS, SOX, SOC, we need to get compulsory for that particular job role, or any of the framework is enough for that particular job. How
In
does it work?
organization, the organization will use NIST, COSO, COBIT. Many of the frameworks the organization will use. But in ITGC, in this point of time, many of the organizations they're using ISO to create the ITGC controls. So that's why we are mainly targeted in ISO, GDPR, and all. So coming to the major difference between ISO and GDPR, yes, for your question, yes, if at all you want to cherish your future or cherish your job in ITGC, definitely you need to learn ISO and GDPR. Basically, these are two booming frameworks where even very small organizations also are adapting. So that's why we included that. Clear, Sairam?
Got it, sir.
MD, yeah, your present package is 13 LPA. Can I? Sorry. Obviously, you can do. One of our previous student got 16.8. Her previous package is 11 LPA. You can.
So, how would you recommend CSAT to be an additional
How many
as
years
an
you want to keep? How many years you are thinking, like, for your current experience? How many years you are thinking to showcase in IT auditing?
almost 4 to 5 years?
Then no need of CSR,
Okay.
because if at all you completed the CISA, literally the way how you are giving the interviews in the audit side, it will be very different from the people who didn't done the CISA. There will be it's not a very thin line. There is a broader spectrum for CISA. So if at all you showcased the CISA certification in your resume, the interviewers and the people, they will expect a lot from you.
Got it. Got it.
Yes.
Hello. Yeah. For 3 years
Naresh.
experience, there is a false or you can put 4 years, 4+ years.
What? I didn't got your question.
For three years experience, you can get calls or you can put to 4 or 5 years
If at all I need to say
in
the truth,
Naukri.
yeah, that's what for jobs, right? I'll suggest all the people to keep 3+ for my sake and for their respective to for their situations. But recently, in the previous batch, one of my previous batch student, he asked me that, sir, I don't want to take any risk. I want to keep only 1.5 years. He's having total experience 2 years. In that, you want to keep 1.5. And I said, it won't work, brother. You're wasting your time. I said like this on his face, like it won't work because nobody will literally, they won't believe you that you worked in IT audit with 1.5 years. Like that I said. But really, I'm saying this. Trust me, he got placed in PhonePe, even though he have only experience in BD. He didn't even know what's GRC and all. He just came to the training and he cracked the interview with PhonePe. So now currently his package is 7.7.
Okay. Okay.
So it's purely based on your time. Sometimes if at all you kept 5 to 6 years also, you won't get calls. That means somewhere something is happening. So we can't able to judge. Give me a moment once. Any questions? Team, am I audible? Any questions?
Karthik, do you also provide work support?
Yeah, works. Yeah. We mentioned that itself, right? We'll give the work support and we'll give the interview support as well. Those things you will discuss. Please discuss with Mohan Anna.
No, it is also come under 25,000 that fees also, or we have
No,
to pay extra.
no. For work support and interview support, that will be different.
Work support means like starting for 1 to 2 months or like
Based on your
no,
performance. Based on your performance, one of the candidates, he said he got placed in one of the big reputed companies and he sat for 20 days and he learned. After 20 days, we sent him like he's working based on his capability and based on your capability.
Okay. Okay.
Yeah.
Hello,
Still more.
sir.
Yes, Iram.
Sir, actually, what are the kind of tools we need to learn for this auditing, or any kind of Excel is enough, or we need to learn any kind of things?
You're speaking about the tools?
Yeah, tools. What can I say, sir? Softwares, anything else? I don't know.
No,
Actually,
no.
I'm not from the technical background. I'm from IT.
Excel is enough.
Acceleration.
That too in Excel also pivot tables, charts, and VLOOKUP is enough.
Okay. Thank you.
So that's all for today. The people who are interested to join in this course kindly contact Mohan Garu, and we're starting batch from Monday, so the timings will be the same. So speak with him once. Yeah. Good
Okay,
night.
thank you.
Thank you. Any doubts still?
No doubts.
Yeah. Thank you.